All right, so today what we're going to be doing is running through the latest stealth model update from OpenRouter. Now, if you haven't seen this, basically OpenRouter have released this brand new stealth update. There's two different models here, one of them being Sherlock Think Alpha and one of them being Dash Alpha, right? So these are two models. Now, what's really interesting about these is if we have a look at these, you can see you've got these two frontier models. The context window here is 1.8 million context window, which is pretty wild. And also you can actually use them for free. So you can use the APIs for free and get access to this right now. A lot of people are saying this might be Gemini 3.0 Pro. Some people are saying it's Flash, etc. I'm not sure, but we're going to test it out and just see how it goes. And we'll run through and test this out, see how it performs, etc. Some people saying Gemini 3. Some people are saying X. Some people are even saying it's Quen, right? Other people saying it's Grok. So who knows what it is, what it does, etc. But there's only one way to find out, and that's what we're going to find out today. So if you've never used OpenRouter, essentially OpenRouter is like it's like an API kind of place where you can get access to everything in one place. All right. So we're going to have a look at this in a second. Some people are testing out here on the canvas. Let's just get straight into testing it, my friends. Why not? Why not? You only live once. All right. So we're going to go over to OpenRouter over here. And then we're going to click on models. And then you can see we've got two different models, right? So we've got Sherlock Dash Alpha and Sherlock Think Alpha. So let's take a look now, see what we've got. I'm going to go back over to here. And you can see the two different models. Oh, the API just came out for GPT 5.1 as well. Happy days. Cool. All right. So let's check them out. We'll go with Sherlock Dash Alpha for now. So it says all prompts and completions for this model are logged by the provider and may be used to improve this model. And then if we go inside the details here, you can see it literally, I think it just came out 2 hours ago. Right, 2 hours ago. How's that for speed? Let's have a look here. When did they release and announce this? Yeah, two new stealth models 2 hours ago. Right, so this is brand new. And you see here all prompts and completions logged by the model. We've got the context window right here, 1.8 million tokens. And then it costs you $0. Obviously, you got to bear in mind, like this will be gone soon. So make the most of it whilst you can, because once it's gone, it's gone. And sometimes you don't get it back. All right, so just make sure that you do try and get this. All right, man, let's see how we can. Just gonna mute you, Grego, because there's a lot of background noise there, mate. And then no, we're gonna just mute you there, Grego, because it's super loud in the background. So let's see. We'll have a look here. I mean, obviously, like one of the worst ways to check what it is to actually go inside the models. Like if you go to Dash, for example, here, and you go to chat, some people will say like, okay, what model are you? And usually it will just say like, I'm OpenAI or something like that. So let's have a look here. I'm Sherlock Dash Alpha, a large language model from an unknown provider. It is super fast when it replies, to be fair. And we'll keep going through it. We'll have a look and we'll have a cheeky gander here and see what we can do. Now, if we actually have a look at the overviews here, you see some information about it. So for example, the total context, the max output, input price, etc., latency, blah, blah, blah. And then if we go to providers, you can see where it's provided from. And obviously it's a stealth model, so you don't really know. Then you got performance, so you can compare it against these models. Let's have a look versus Optimus Alpha. Then you can see which apps are actually using it. So RuCode is right up there. You got Pax Historia, Kilo Code, OpenCode, OpenRouter, Chat Room, Klein as well. Activity just started getting used, and then quick start. You can grab an API key directly from OpenRouter. All right. Now if we go to compare here, we can compare the models. Now bear in mind there's two different models. This is Think Alpha and Dash Alpha. All right, so we'll compare these side by side. So we've got OpenRouter, context length 1.8 million tokens, text and image input, output text. So it can only generate text, not images as well. And then it doesn't, so Dash Alpha doesn't have reasoning, whereas Sherlock Think Alpha does have reasoning. Damien said, I tried the web OS using HTML prompt and it's really bad. I really hope this is not Gemini. What's a web OS prompt? That's interesting. I don't know that one. I'll be interested to know though. Let's keep going through. So we'll go to the chat over here. And then we got a bunch of different options here. So we can create like interactive app using Sherlock Think Alpha. And we can also use, if we add another model here, so we can use Think and Dash, right? So let's change the model over here. XFR plus Dash. All right. So just to be clear here, we've got Think Alpha and Dash Alpha. Reasoning is mandatory for this model. I think you can change the advanced settings here. So you can actually change like, okay, what's the preset, filter, enable reasoning, etc. Reasoning effort. So you can change this to minimal, low, medium, high. So you get 4 different reasoning efforts. And then here as well. I'm kind of tempted to see what people are saying on X about it. You know, we got to check this out, haven't we? Let's check the rumors. Okay. All right, so let's see what we got here. So actually, a lot of people saying, yeah, Grok 4.20. Let's see what else we got here. Taha saying it's by XAI. Yeah, I think the general consensus is that it's Grok 4.2. Some people saying it's pretty poor though. I like the UI of Shira or Skira. Oh, there's me. Look at that. All right, let's go and check it out then. Let's have a look here as well. I think we can compare it. So let's have a look at Gemini, for example. Gemini 2.5 Flash Pro. Sorry, Gemini 2.5 Pro. So look at the context window difference, right? This is Gemini 2.5 Pro, which is 1 million context window. And look at the context window of Sherlock Dash Alpha 1.8, right? Which means you can do a lot more without running out of context length with Sherlock Dash Alpha. Let's have a look at Claude as well. I think Claude's latest models even are pretty low in context window. Yeah, so 1 million versus 1.8. Like this is a huge step up, isn't it? Massive. All right, let's get back over here. We're gonna share this tab. We'll run through some examples. Create a web app. What do you want me to create, peeps? What do you want me to see? Test. Glenn is saying it's Max, Mini Max M3. There's a wild card. I've not heard anyone suggest that. That's the first one, so I respect the originality. What should we build today? I'm gonna have a look over on ChatGPT, get some suggestions, see what we can do. I gotta say, by the way, ChatGPT 5.1 for just general answers is driving me crazy. It's so bad. It's so bad. But we'll come on to that in a minute. Faceless YouTube. I'm just gonna go over here and we'll just create a Flappy Bird game just for a joke. Create a Flappy Bird style game, all right? And we're using Think Alpha and Dash Alpha to test this out. So let's see what we get back in a sec. Oh, here we go. We've got some cool ideas. Make a DJ's console 2-channel with effect. Create a PS5 controller in HTML. Make GTA 6. Just build GTA 6. That's what I'm talking about. That would be a productive morning, to be fair. Like, I mean, how long has it been since GTA 5 came out? It's crazy. All right. Well, we got 2 people request. Well, we got a request for DJ console with 2-channel effects. So, do you know what? I'll create 2 different options over here. All right. We'll create a new chat. Interactive app. Create a PS5 controller in HTML. So we'll do that test. And then on another tab, what we can do is we will test out. What was the other one? Create a DJ console. GTA 6 equals AGI for sure. For sure. Hopefully GTA 6 comes out one day. I haven't played video games, are just not the same to me, but that's probably me being old. So we got here the controller, PS5 test, and make a DJ console 2-channel with effect. Let's try that. So we got Flappy Bird generating, we got PS5 controller in HTML, and we have a DJ console with 2-channel effect. Nice. So it's generating. Generating is magic. What's the prompt for the controller PS5 test? I've not heard of that before. Is that like an actual prompt? I feel like it's a test that I don't know about. Create a billiard game. All right, let's do that as well. I love the fact that it's free. So 3D game. Okay, create a billiard game. Okay. All right, so let's check this out. We got the Flappy Bird game back. So this is the one from Dash. Oh, it's failed. So Dash Alpha has already failed on us on the first test. You couldn't even create Flappy Bird. I mean, if you can't create Flappy Bird, mate, what are we doing here? All right, so Dash Alpha totally failed there. Let's have a look at Think Alpha, which is obviously the reasoning model. Let's try this out. Go on the preview. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's a beautiful time to be alive. So we're gonna open this up. Oh, it's perfecto. This is pretty good. Not gonna lie to you, and hard to play. But I mean, I like the colors, I like the design, the functionality works nicely too. I can't get past the second one, but that's probably, oh, there we go. Yeah, that's pretty good. That was a great Flappy Bird. All right, so far, just to recap here, we go back. This Flappy Bird was pretty good. This one totally failed with Dash Alpha. Wouldn't recommend it. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. All right. Let's go on to the next one. So we're going to share this. And we've got create a PS5 controller in HTML. Again, Dash Alpha. Oh no, which one's this? Let's go back. Let's go back. All right. So Dash Alpha, let's check this out. So we've got success. Let's preview it. Well, I suppose it kind of works. Let's have a look. So this is a PS5 controller. You can kind of, it's really nostalgic using this, to be fair. So you can mess around with the D-pad. Most of it doesn't work, to be honest. I wouldn't say that's great. So I see the preview on that. So that was Dash Alpha, which is the non-thinking model. And you can see here, it looks really weird. Doesn't seem to work, etc. Right? Now, if we go back and we go to the thinking model, Sherlock Think Alpha, and we check this out, it totally failed as well. So we've had 2 failures on both tests. It doesn't really look like a PS5 controller. I would agree. I don't think it's that great. All right, but there we go. So PS5 controller test, wasn't that impressed. But I kind of want to see what Gemini can do when it comes to creating a PS5 controller. So let's try 2.5 Pro. Switch over to Canvas and we'll say we're out here. See what we get back there. And we'll come back to that in a second. All right, so just to recap on test 2. Create a PS5 controller in HTML. Dash did it, but it doesn't look quite right. And Think Alpha totally failed. So let's move on to the next one. So now we said create a DJ console 2-channel with effect. And it's failed again. Okay. Do you know what? It's good. I always say it's good when you see this. Wait, did you literally create a video game on the fly? Yeah. Tina. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah. Tina's watching on the free school group. And yeah, created a free game on the fly, right? So far, really nasty so far. Let's have a look with this one. So this is create a DJ console. Let's preview it. What's going on over there? What is this about? It says preview and then it's not working. I think it's just totally failed, isn't it? All right, so we got 3 failures 3 for 3. We just got a blank screen. Pair Rank says it's horrendous. Tell me that at the start, mate. I just spent 25 minutes coding with the most atrocious APIs that I've ever used. I don't know why this is trending or why people are hyped about it. The only thing that's exciting is the I can't believe how bad it is. Why do they release these models? So if that is a new Grok, I'm seriously concerned, to be honest with you. That was really bad. Well, let's try out these new open router models in Tray. I'm gonna have to install Tray, and I want to do that. Not particularly. Has anyone ever told you that you look like that? I look like a British ninja. I mean, no, I've never been told that, but I like the idea of it. So thank you, sir. We're all in the same boat here, which is we've all wasted time testing out tools that are really bad. So let's have a look. So we got the PS5 controller from Gemini. Honestly, that's not great, is it? Let's try Claude. That was a strong espresso shot. I'll tell you that for free. Code Ninja. Wow, that's bad. Yeah, I would agree. So let's test out Claude Sonnet 4.5, which is supposed to be the best coding model in the world. We'll see. Only one way to find out, right, peeps? So here we go. By the way, just whilst I'm doing this, I was thinking about like content for my channel, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, what's the best way to keep creating content with the limited time that I have and still create content that's useful for people? I'd love to know what you think in the comments, but basically one thing I've been thinking about lately is like my avatar videos actually get more views and more reach and more engagement than my human videos, right? So for example, here, if I share my tab, right, let me show you an example. So if I create a video about Skyward, let's say, for example, a new ChatGPT update, it will get like 6.2K, right? But typically when I do AI avatar videos, they tend to get more views than all the same views versus my human content. They also tend to get more reach and they tend to get the same amount of engagement or higher watch time. Plus, this way I can create more content that covers more updates, that helps more people, if that makes sense. So what I'm thinking about doing on my main channel, and let me know if you hate it, you hate it, but I just want to know, like, for example, like you see, I created this human video right here, and a lot of these human videos are not doing well, like 1.7K, 2.4K, 64 views, etc. So what I'm thinking is that we create long form with AI inside my main channel, and then on the live streams, that's when I'll be a human and actually just cover stuff that you want to see with you in real life. And I think that's probably the best way to do it from what I've seen, because when I create human content, it doesn't seem to get more views than everything else. So I'll be interested to know what you think there. But yeah, that was just something that I was thinking about, and I thought, right, let's bring it up whilst we've got lots of people here. So if we go over to Claude here, we have the PS5 controller. That is the closest that we've got to an actual decent representation, right? So we can move the analog sticks as well. These buttons work, R2, L2. I mean, Claude has just crushed it, right? Claude is way, way better. Yeah, no, that's pretty good, isn't it? We got Daniel on stage as well, Grego too. Try out GPT-1 thinking, all right, come on then. Let's try it out. I'm not excited to do this because I know how bad ChatGPT 5.1 has been lately, but I'll test it out for you, right? So we're going to go to thinking and then canvas, right? So we've got thinking and canvas, and we'll say, right, create a PS5 controller in HTML. Let's try that. So it's doing something, mate. I want to show you something that I've done with, maybe I'll come on to that in a second. But I don't know if anyone else is having the same problem, but like, for example, if I want ChatGPT 5.1 to type out a URL, it just gives me like this weird it literally writes URL in Word. So for example, instead of typing slash, it will actually just give me the word slash, SLASH. And it's like, what are you doing here, mate? You know, why are we doing this? All right, so we want to preview this bad boy, preview the PS5 controller. It's trash, isn't it? It's total and utter trash. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, it's really good to see this, because then you get to see, okay, Claude is the GOAT by far, isn't it? Look at Claude's beautiful PS5 controller, and then look at this PS5 controller, right, from ChatGPT 5.1. It's just a joke. Jason says the only last option is Google Stitch for the design. Do you know what? That could be a good one, actually. Let's try that out. Let's try it out then. So we're going to use Stitch for the design. Here we go. Use Gemini Pro. I appreciate you, Jason, man. You're an absolute legend, mate. Thank you. A Sporter says any Chinese models that can do a great job creating a controller. Do you know what? In the background, I'll open up DeepSeek and see if we can create the same thing. All right. So we've got Stitch coding up the PS5 controller there. Then we're going to use DeepSeek. DeepSeek 3.2 as well. So it's doing something. Do you know what? We'll try Quen. Actually, you know what I'm tempted to do is use Ernie. Ernie just came out with a new model recently. I don't know if you know Ernie by Badu, but you can basically choose preview over here. We'll log in with Google. Let's try that. All right. And we'll try the same thing. So we're going to use 5.0 preview, which is a new model. And we'll try that. All right, so we're using Ernie to try this as well, Chinese model that Sporters requested. And then if we have a look here, what on earth is this? The PS5 controller is an amazing test, to be fair. Shout out to Pair Ranks for doing that. What is that? What even has, like, just imagine like you're trying to work and you're trying to present to your team, like, okay, the power of AI. And you're like, watch, guys, look, wait for this, guys. You've got to start using AI for your coding. And then you pull out Google Stitch and you say, create a PS5 controller in HTML. And it gives you back this in front of your whole team. How embarrassing would that be? So I think the only thing for coding right now is Claude 4.5 Sonnet. Go back to, if we have a look at, if we have a look at Ernie and we ask for a PS5 controller, it just gives us this, right? Is that just generated an image, or is that an image from the web? I think it's actually just created that image, but it's not very good, is it? All right, let's go back to Claude. So Claude is still the GOAT. Sporter says, Ernie, must have forgotten you mentioned that one. Yeah, Michael says, I think it actually might be a meta model. That's interesting. Jason says the PS5 controller test is a new stress test. I would agree. I think it's really, really good, actually, that test. And then Paddy says, they say it could be Gemini 3 already. Kimi is overhyped. Also try Kimi K2 thinking. All right. Come on then. Kimi K2. Who's to go? All right, so we're on Kimi K2 now as well. We should enable thinking to make it a fair test when we log in. So we're going to use Kimi K2, which is a Chinese model. All right, we've got search, we've got thinking enabled, we've got K2 flagship model, and then we're going to try and use this magic. All right, we have tested everything today, haven't we? We've tested Gemini, Claude, both alphas, Ernie, Stitch. So let's see what Kimi K2 can do as well. Mark says, what's the best super agent model? I would say GenSpark is my favorite by far. I think that's the best model so far. Jason says, let's go Kimi, fingers crossed. All right, predictions before this finishes loading. Who thinks Kimi's going to do the best? And who thinks that Claude is going to be the GOAT out of everything? Pairrank says, Gemini 3.0 Riff Runner is much better at coding. The controllers generated by it's better than Claude. Oh, that's impressive, man. And Paddy says, no. This is not Gemini 3. They say if you use Gemini mobile app, Canvas app, you get way better results in Canvas. Mark says GenSpark's the best, and I think Kimi would have centered. Claude for the win. I'm going to go with Claude. I think Claude is still going to perform the best. But let's see what we get, peeps. See how we do. Mark says, what's the best vibe coding ID app website? My personal favorite is AI Studio at the minute. It seems to create like the best tools. It integrates APIs much easier, and it seems to perform the best, right? And Sporter says Minimax. I don't want to sign up to Minimax on the subscription again, but last time I checked, it was okay. Do you know what? I could probably try it in OpenRouter. Minimax. Let's have a look here. Is it on OpenRouter? Yeah, M2. All right. Let's have a look. So we got M2 over here. We'll do exactly the same prompt, right? So create a PS5 controller, and then we'll go with interactive app. Okay. Create artifact, boom, let's go. All right, so that's generating the background. And then if we go back to Kimi K2, we'll preview this. What we got? Oh, it don't move. I mean, what is that about? Why is that moving? To be fair, I mean, it's done better than most of the other models, so I'm not going to be too harsh on Kimi K2, but you can't move the analog sticks. It still looks a bit weird. The UI is not that nice, and the square button is moving around, and we don't know why, right? I mean, if you're playing FIFA, mate, that's going to be very messy. So I still think that the Claude is a go, and it's beating all the other models. As you can see, you got the analog sticks moving there. You got L2, R2. Everything is clickable. Pretty nice, right? Whereas Kimi K2, it's not done a bad job. I mean, it is a free model, so fair enough. But yeah, there we go. All right, this new model are garbage. I would agree with you, my friend. When do you Gemini 3.0 will release? When do you think Gemini 3.0 will release? Honestly, it's kind of crazy that GPT 5.1 released first, and also GPT 5.1 is total trash from what I've seen so far. Minimax versus GenSpark could be a good video idea right there. Jason says there's something happening with the Gemini mobile app with a newer version than the desktop. That's interesting. Perone says I would DM you a photo on X if I can of the controller by Gemini 3. Okay, thank you. Yeah, feel free to DM me. Like, you can DM me on X, no problem, mate. And then Mark says, what's your go-to LLM? So like I was saying before, well, I mean, to be honest, I'm going to go with Claude. I'm switching over Claude to everything now. Like, I was using ChatGPT, but I think 5.1, like, all right, for personal task day today, I was using ChatGPT 5. 5.1 came out as a default model, and it's really, really bad, right? It looks weird. The response is weird. It doesn't format stuff nicely. And so I think I'm going to try and train my brain and build up the habit of using Claude every time instead, and just try and get better responses inside Claude. And then for coding, I like Gemini and Claude. Minimax did me good. All right, let's have a look what we got on Minimax. So we've got the outputs over here. Let's see. But by the way, before we go on this, who thinks that Minimax is going to do a better job, and who thinks that Claude's still the GOAT? I'd just be interested to know. Pairrank says I sent a DM on Twitter of Gemini 3. Just going to go to Twitter. Let's have a look here. Oh yeah, that's pretty nice actually. It's not bad. I think Claude will win. I think Minimax will do good. I think Claude. Everyone, a lot. Right, we got 2 votes for Claude. We got 1 vote for Pairranks. When do you use GenSpark over Claude GPT? Most of the time, honestly, because GenSpark's a little bit slow. So like, you know, the The only thing that I'm going to use GenSpark for is like the bigger tasks that require deeper research, or something where it would take me like 45 minutes to prepare. Droid with Claude, best so far. And then local, go to local LLM in LM Studio. I don't really use local LLMs that much. But when I did, what was the one that I used by Google? I got some training on it inside the AI Money Lab. It is, what is it now? Oh, I forgot the name of it. Mate. I think it was Gemma, Google Gemma. That was it. Yeah, Jason says Gemma. Yeah. Alarma and LM Studio good with Gemma. Gemma is super fast as well. Let's see here. All right, so we got 2 votes for Claude, 1 vote for Kimi K2. Let's test it out. Go on the preview. There's nothing there, mate. Nothing. There is nothing there. It doesn't make sense. So again, Claude is a go. K2 had a good crack at it. Minimax totally failed. And there you go, my friends. All right. Do you think Google's winning the AI race? 100%. 110%. All right, Perex. This is, it doesn't feel like a productive use of a Sunday morning, but, you know, I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you guys. That's a conspiracy theory, but I like it. Do you think Google is winning the AI race? Yeah, I do. I think, like, you know, if you look at their products, they're just getting better all the time. They have a much better ecosystem and reach than Claude, right? So, for example, with Claude, yes, they've got a very good model, but they don't have the user base. Whereas Google, they already have the user base. They already have people using Google and all this other. You know, they've got people on YouTube as well, and so like they can easily market and get more people to use AI, right? So like even if Claude's product is 10 times better, Google's distribution is 100 times better, right? And also with Google, like their product's actually really good, like, and they release a lot of free stuff. PairRank says, did you ever test out Gemini Go? I didn't. And then Quen, I think we're done with the Chinese models. Like we tried Miniax, we tried Ernie, yeah. And then Berkshire Hathaway believes in Alphabet. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think like Alphabet is just, you know, they've crushed it, haven't they? They've absolutely crushed it. So that's pretty much it for me, peeps. There was a Veo 3 update as well. 3.1 update. So let's have a look. They're back with another 3.1 update rolling out now on desktop. You can have multiple references. So that was one thing I wanted to share with you. What else we got here? Flow with is something that I really want to try out, but I haven't got an invite code. I don't know if anyone's got an invite code, but I can get access. But I've heard a lot of good things about Flow with. It's like trending like crazy right now. It seems like some really cool stuff there too. And then we've already covered this, but yeah, OpenRouter releases Sherlock and it isn't great. All right, so hopefully it's not Gemini 3.0 because it's not that great. All right, so thanks so much for watching. If you want to get you know, if you want to connect with me personally, feel free to join the AI Profit Boardroom. Link in the comments description. We have a flash sale on right now, so you can get 20% off forever. You get an amazing community with awesome members. You can see we run a bunch of contests, different challenges, etc. We have a very active community with loads of cool stuff going on and loads of people posting in there too. We have 1,700 serious AI members that you can join and connect with. Inside the classroom, you get all of my best training. So for example, a 6-week AI automation masterclass. You get my best playbooks on like email automation, Twitter automations, newsletter automations, shorts automations, AI avatars, etc. So all of my best trainings are inside the AI Profit Boardroom as well. You also get some training on like lead generation and social media, email and content automation, NA10 templates. I think we have over 1,000 NA10 templates inside this section here. So it's a huge amount of value there. And then also you can get access to the agency course, all our coaching call recordings and Q&A call recordings from previous, our best and latest SAP updates, and we update this regularly. Plus, we have the AI SEO automation and YouTube AI course as well. On top of that, you get coaching with us directly. So 5 times a week, you get coaching. The content inside the classroom is exclusive and can't be found anywhere else. Mark says you offer consultation calls. So if you want, it depends what you want, right? So you can book in an AI automation session, link in the comments description. And then basically this is kind of like a call before you become a client, right? So if you want us to do stuff for you, you know, feel free to book in a call here. If you need help with AI directly, you know, you've got the AI Profit Boardroom where we have 5 coaching calls a week, so you can get consulted on those calls. Damien says, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great day too. And Jason is talking about some interesting stuff on Sony. So thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you inside the AI Profit Boardroom. If you want us to do AI automation for you, from my agency, feel free to book in a call. Link in the comments description. And appreciate everyone who watched the call today. All right. Cheers. See you on the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.